Today, I'll be sharing the inspiring story of Susan Herdman, who won an impressive sum of £1,182,714 through the National Lottery back in January 2010. What sets Susan's tale apart is her remarkable conviction in her ability to win the lottery, a belief that ultimately materialized into a life-changing reality. According to her book titled, Luck? Or Divine Intervention? Life is a Lottery. Susan Herdman is quoted as saying, "I always had a deep-rooted dream to win the lottery. I would spend the money in my dreams and imagine how my life would be. I would tell people, when I win the lottery, not if. It was like I knew it would happen eventually." Prior to winning the lottery, Susan wrote an affirmation on Facebook that she would win. In a podcast interview with Changes with Annie McManus on September 20th, 2020, she revealed that she possessed an unwavering inner belief and hunch that she would eventually win. The years leading up to her lottery win were riddled with hardships and obstacles for Susan. She endured a painful marriage breakup, and as a single mother, she struggled to make ends meet while living in a tiny, rented house. Despite her non-stop workload at the hair salon, she had to shoulder all the household chores and work tirelessly to pay the bills for herself and her son. She was determined to keep her son in the same school, even after the marriage breakup, and looked forward to the day when she could move back to her hometown. Susan has described this period as the loneliest and lowest point of her life. She had to be extremely cautious when turning on the heat in her home and lived hand to mouth. Susan, a single mother raising her son, worked as a hairstylist at a salon. Her book delves into various paranormal experiences she's encountered throughout her life, including encounters with ghosts, a guardian angel, and a particular number that held significant meaning for her. Additionally, she shares intriguing accounts of strange occurrences from her childhood that are further elaborated in her book, though without giving away any spoilers. As per Susan's account, one of her clients, who doesn't profess to be a psychic or fortune teller but indulges in tarot card readings for entertainment, conducted a reading for her prior to her lottery win in December 2009. The client's message to Susan was, "The world is your oyster, and all your dreams are within reach. Buy a lottery ticket! You can't lose." Susan's job as a self-employed hairdresser required a 5-mile commute to her salon. However, when a snowstorm hit, her rural clients had to cancel their appointments, resulting in a slowdown in her work. This presented a financial strain for Susan, who had recently purchased a house and was struggling to make ends meet with her current income. Susan longed for a change in her life but was restricted by her limited salary. Adding to her concerns, her car was aging and was due for a Ministry of Transport test. Growing increasingly impatient, she couldn't help but wonder when her lottery win would finally happen. Her tarot reading client, however, reassured her that there was no need to worry because she would eventually win the lottery. One Saturday, Susan purchased 3 lines on a lottery ticket for the upcoming drawing, with one of them featuring the numbers that her father had given up on after years of not winning. Despite her father's lack of faith in those numbers, Susan never gave up on them and strongly believed that they would eventually be drawn. When the lottery drawing took place that same night, Susan was left in disbelief as she saw the winning numbers appear on the television screen. To her amazement, the numbers that had won were the same ones that she had played, which were her father's numbers. The odds of winning were 1 in 14 million, making Susan's win truly remarkable. According to her podcast interview, Susan had been playing the National Lottery since it first started in 1994 and finally won in 2010. The winning numbers were 4, 7, 10, 14, 27, and 42. Initially, after winning, she maintained her status quo. However, upon stumbling upon an article detailing the sudden death of a woman, she had a change of heart and resolved to live life to the fullest. Following her lottery win, she bid farewell to her profession as a hairdresser and sold her salon. Accompanied by her pre-lottery romantic partner, Andrew, she relocated to a farm. She cleared her mortgage and acquired a motorhome, a long-standing dream of hers. She now indulges in motorsports, travels, and invests in properties. She has transitioned into a life as a pig farmer. Amidst the 2020 pandemic, Susan Herdman generously distributed free farm potatoes to those in need. Despite having won the lottery, Susan Herdman continues to play it, and holds the desire for others to also experience the thrill of winning a large sum of money. In conclusion, Susan Herdman's story is a testament to the power of positive thinking and unwavering belief in oneself. Her conviction that she would win the lottery eventually materialized into a life-changing reality, and she has since transitioned into a fulfilling life that she had always dreamed of. Susan's story teaches us that anything is possible if we have faith in ourselves and our dreams. Have you ever had a strong belief or hunch about something that ultimately came true? How did it feel to see your belief materialize into reality? Remember, Susan's story shows us that with dedication, perseverance, and unwavering belief in ourselves, anything is possible. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.